Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Cheese Biscuit here. Today I'm going to be making a video on a common issue that I think everyone goes through, which is how do I climb solo queue? And solo queue may seem like a clown fiesta of six idiots playing against six idiots, and whoever has the more idiotic idiots loses the game, or whoever has the most AFKers loses the game, or it's always some kind of reason why you're losing, right? But in my opinion, this is just my opinion, and through my experiences, I've learned there are some fundamental things that you can work on that will help you achieve the skill rating that you want. Make sure you are playing the best you possibly can, and make sure you don't tilt. And what I mean by make sure you are playing the best means make sure to warm up. Even though warming up might seem like it's useless, trust me, I have experience on this. I've played plenty of hours of Overwatch. Warming up is very essential at making sure you're playing at the top level. Um, every single game, make sure you're playing heroes that you're good at. Don't be like, oh, today, oh, Soldier's meta, so I'm gonna play Soldier when you have 2 hours of Soldier or 2 minutes of Soldier. It's not gonna work. If you have 1700 hours on McCree and you have 2 hours on Soldier, play McCree. Do it. It might not be quote unquote meta, but you're gonna be a lot more effective on McCree than you will be on Soldier. And make sure if your team asks you to play Soldier, let's say you're trying to play McCree, but your team asks you to play Soldier, don't be like, no, dude, no. Like, give them a reason to be like, hey, man, be reasonable. I have plenty more hours on McCree than I have on Soldier. I'll be a lot more effective on McCree. And give them other options. If they're being stubborn, let's say, how about you play Soldier and I'll play your role or something. You know, be reasonable. Debate like adults. Don't get mad. Don't be tilted. And make sure you don't tilt. That's kind of like the key things of playing consecutive games. If you tilt, you'll play worse, you'll be more toxic, your decision making isn't going to be good. And you have to remember, if you aren't pulling your own weight, then you are relying on your team to carry you. And sometimes that's a scary thought, isn't it? The second issue is with trolls and toxicity. First thing to understand is there will be trolls and toxic people in your games. It's gonna happen 100%. Every single person who has ever played Overwatch or any video game have played at least one game with a troll or a toxic guy. It's gonna happen. You gotta understand that it will happen, and you have to make sure you don't get tilted or become toxic when this happens to you. And the first rule is if you encounter a troll or toxic person, is don't trigger them any further. If they're trolling or they're toxic, there's usually a reason for it. Something bad in their life happened, or usually it's not that deep. Usually it's because they're on a lose streak and they're just mad at the world and they're just trying to, they're just tilted. And make sure to understand what trolling is. If someone picks Bastion, that does not automatically mean they're trolling. They could be a Bastion one trick or whatever. That doesn't mean they're trolling or throwing in any way. In my opinion, trolling is when they're deliberately trying to make you lose the game. If he's playing Bastion and he's playing his heart out, he's not trolling at all. Trolls are... A soldier could be trolling. He could be shooting at the air in spawn. That's obviously trolling. But make sure not to flame people for playing heroes that are non-meta. That is high priority. Make sure you do not do that. What I mean by trolling is, like, let's say someone does pick Bastion. Then they say, alright guys, I'm playing Bastion. I hate you all. I'm just gonna leave voice chat and don't talk to me. This game is lost, whatever. If you say something like that, then obviously he's trolling. So then the best thing to do is try and get the rest of the team to cooperate and play around the troll. If the troll is playing Bastion, then pick a team comp that will help that Bastion succeed. So that's better than the Bastion dying over and over because your team isn't playing around that person. And if you can, try and give positive reinforcement to trolls or toxic people. If they make a play, if they get a couple frags, be like, hey man, good job. Because that'll help them ease their toxicity or trolling, or even change their mind. Be like, hey, these guys are actually good people. I might actually try this game. And obviously that'll help you increase your chances of winning by 100 times. My third suggestion is don't tell other people what to play or how to play. And the one thing to understand here is teammates are solo queuers just like you. So I know this is cliche, but so treat them like you would want to be treated. Like I said in the first statement, make sure you're playing the best as you can. And these other guys should be thinking the same thing. So if you tell them what to play, even though they don't play it, then you're just putting them in a situation to fail. So if a teammate's playing McCree, but you think a soldier's better in this situation, like I said before, let them play McCree. They'll be 100 times more effective on a hero that they know how to play than on a hero they don't know how to play. Also, during the game, if you're trying to make like a combo or an ult combo, or you want someone to go a certain route so that you can maybe nano boost a soldier or something, make sure you are doing in a nice voice and using a nice tone. If you're like, "Hey soldier, go top right now," or something demanding, um, first of all, it looks bad on you as a person, and second of all, you never know who that might trigger. You might be talking to someone who's on the very verge of throwing this game for some reason. Who knows what the reason is, but he's on the verge of trolling. And you said something that you didn't mean to be mean in any way, but it came off that way. So now you might have triggered him to troll. So always make sure you're using suggestive tone, like, "Hey soldier, maybe you can come up here so I can nano boost you." That'll reduce the chances of triggering someone accidentally. And make sure to play games smart. This is just a logical thing. Take a break. Take breaks. Especially what I personally do is if I lose 2 or 3 games in a row, 2 depending on how I lost, but 3 for sure. Take a break. Usually, if you're losing 2 or 3 games, even if you won 5 games, let's say you lose the next 2 or 3, it usually means you're playing worse or you're getting tilted somehow. That's what it usually means. And if you can, play in chunks. For we are humans. Humans have errors. We do get tired. We do have limits. We can't all play like gods 24/7. If we could, then we'd all be pros, right? So try not to go 8 hours straight, because 2-3 hour blocks would be more effective than playing 8 hours straight. Unless you have some crazy win streak, then go for it, dude. And another thing that not as common, but still is something important. Like, don't play before a commitment. Like, let's say you have to go in 30 minutes. Don't be like, "Oh, I got time. I got time for another game." Because if that game goes last, let's say you get Temple and Anubis, 6-on-6, 2 minutes left, then you're gonna get rushed. You're gonna be feeling rushed. You're gonna be like, "Oh man, I gotta get this game done. I might just die here. I gotta go." You know, whatever. It's just better to not play in those situations. And last but not least, well, try and avoid queuing with 4 or more people. First of all, it increases your chances of being placed against a 6 queue. And obviously, if you have a 4 queue and 2 queues, or 2 solo queues and 1 duo queue or something against a 6 queue, naturally, as soon as the game starts, they're gonna have an advantage because of communication and chemistry and whatnot. And one thing you gotta remember is when you're playing 4 queue or 5 queue, and the other team also has a 4 or 5 queue, those queues are going to be the most impactful in the game. How the 4 queue does will generally impact the outcome of the game. Let's say your 4 queue is slacking a bit while the other team's 4 queue is putting in work, then unless your other 2 people, the 2 randoms, are carrying, then in general the other team's 4 queue will carry the team if they're playing well and you guys are slacking. And that's all I have for today, guys. If you have any other questions or topics you want me to talk about, make sure to let me know. Keep an eye out for future videos, and until next time, thanks for watching.